This is P.O.C. This is, first of all, the U.S. military that is stalking me in concert with the City of Ontario that has turned off all the lights at the OVITT Family Community Library in order to monitor and turned off all the lights, monitoring me on my device. It's personal with regard to what I'm doing on my device while the entity is stalking. You're not going to a destination. They're stalking where I'm sitting at, doing a U-turn in front of me. This is the military that is stalking. And the entity is intentionally engaging in something as threatening and as psychotic as turning off all the lights outside. And doing so because I'm publishing podcasts. My podcasts that are going to be updated right now. The entity turned off. This is the entity that's conspiring my murder, that engages in running up on me with knives, that is engaged in stalking me in places including the bathroom, and engaged in turning off all the lights right now. This is a lawsuit. I'm going to prosecute them for ongoing psychotic behaviors while the City of Ontario is stalking. All right, this is P.O.C. This is the entity. This is a monitoring tactic, and engineer light remains. They turn the lights off, which is a threat to my safety while the entity is gang stalking me, and the entity that is stalking with the military. This is impossible light activity. While they're stalking on the C Street turn circle, that's impossible light. It's not their headlights. And they turn the lights off. That's also letting you know the entity is intentionally turning the lights off. That's impossible light. Your headlights aren't going to touch this column right here. This is the entity that's monitoring and turning off the lights regarding what is monitoring on my device, and also doing so while the entity has turned off the Wi-Fi. This is speaking to the far-reaching and extreme extent. But when you see an entity that is stalking me in helicopter, this has long already been understood that the City of Ontario, the people of the state, the U.S. government, demons are going to very far-reaching and extreme and terrorizing its extents regarding this criminal system. All right, these are vagina monitors that are turning off all the lights with regard to not wanting me to merely republish, and I'm going to republish it right now, the June 4th through June 14th, 2026 podcasts. And this is because of the malfunctions on the third-party facilitating venue, YouTube. And I want to be clear, out in the dark, the demons are stalking me right now. This is a federal prosecution. Alrighty, this is the pattern of conduct. This is the entity that is still in gang stalking me and doing so in planes while they turn the lights off. All right, this is literally the City of Ontario that I control, and that's because the City of Ontario is stalking me. And I'm going to prosecute for that. Okay, and I'm also controlling what's going to happen. Paul Leon's going to federal prison. This and more of what the City of Ontario has engaged in regarding conspiring my murder for profit, Paul Leon is going to federal prison for it. It is currently 10:23 p.m. This is P.O.C. This one is no takeoff. This is the entity that is stalking, and they're doing so in the dark. This is a matter of judicial notice that this is not a takeoff. This is the military stalking me and the entity engaging in what is turning off all the lights. This is a far method of seeking to obstruct justice, turning off the Wi-Fi and turning off the lights. It is light activity, but this is relevant to also what is a threat. All manner of stalkers, right? The entity stalking me, the demons that are engaging in the stalking conduct that you know. So you have stalkers hiding behind columns, hiding behind the gates, sitting on the benches or around in the dark, monitoring me and stalking me while the military are doing so with planes right now. This is the entity that's going to be federally prosecuted. And the lights really are going to be out because this entire enterprise, which is the City of Ontario, is being defunded. And it will be subject to martial law. This is P.O.C. That's the stalking, and they're engaging in the criminal pattern of conduct, and they're doing so under the fake moon. This is absolutely a targeted act while the entity has turned the lights off on me. And this is the entity doing so with regard to what is the pattern of conduct being published with regard to June 4th, 2022. They're pacing in the sky space. These are demons. And this is a state full of demons that are, again, I want to be here, you're witnessing a progressive deterioration of their mindsets. These are people that are under spirits who have engaged in playing in witchcraft, and their behavior, which is criminal, is relevant to what is psychopaths that are deteriorating. They're becoming more and more mentally ill, which is not a defense in court. They're being held liable for every single thing that they're doing, including their demon-possessed children. This is the P.O.C., and this is an intolerable threat posed by the City of Ontario, which The entity shall be compensating me, and I will be prosecuting it. This is relevant to what is ongoing psychological torture and criminal conduct with regard to a threat to my life, safety, and well-being, while the military continuously is stalking in planes and helicopters. Okay, this is P.O.C. It is currently 10:25 p.m. I just wanted to capture that, just so that you can see if this picks it up. A is still present, while the entity, this is still engineer light that is present. Yeah, the entity is still monitoring. Engineer light is still present, even in the dark. But I just want to be clear, this is not stopping the pattern of conduct. Oh, well, obviously the entity is still stalking by aircraft. All right, this is POC. It is 10:26 p.m.